Alright guys, it says here, Dark Defender, the vote to turn XRP's digital commodity has until August 7. Now, let's say you are holding a train ticket to the most hyped destination in the world, but the conductor keeps telling you the train is delayed over and over again. That is exactly how millions of XRP holders feel right now. But what if I told you there is an absolute non-negotiable deadline ticking down in Washington, D.C., and it expires on August 7. August 7, 2026. Crypto analyst here, Dark Defender, just dropped an update on X, pointing a massive convergence between law and price action. We are talking about legislative clock that could codify XRP as a digital commodity permanently, paired with price targets sitting at $1.22, $1.33, and $1.88. Is this the moment the waiting finally ends, or are we looking at another false alarm? So let's dive straight into the facts. So why is August 7 the ultimate deadline for the Clarity Act? According to Dark Defender, the United States Senate has until its August 7 recess to bring the Clarity Act to a formal floor vote. This isn't just another casual debate. This is the full text release of the most comprehensive market structure bill Congress has ever seen. The law aims to split regulatory power cleanly. Centralized tokens stay with the SEC, while sufficiently decentralized assets like XRP get handed over to the CFTC as official digital commodities. So here's my opinion. I see this August 7 date as a true line in the sun. For years, we've suffered through regulation by enforcement, where rules change depending on who is leading the agency. Codifying XRP as a digital commodity into actual federal law means no future administration can arbitrarily flip the switch and change its status back to security. That permanent legal shield is precisely what institutional money has been waiting for before opening the capital floodgates. Now, what are Dark Defender's key targets for XRP right here? Dark Defender isn't just watching Congress. He's watching the 3-digit day price chart, where a major bullish structure is unfolding right at the intersection of a descending trend line and rising support. So it's this one, this yellow downward line, that's the descending trend line. And the rising support is this short blue line right here. Now, he has laid here 3 specific targets if the setup resolves upward. And these are the $1.22 right here, $1.33, and the major objective of $1.88. The chart highlights resistance zones at $1.11 and $1.17, with solid floor support resting above recent technical lows around $1.03. Now, here's my opinion. These targets are remarkably grounded. Notice how Dark Defender isn't screaming about $10 overnight. A rally toward $1.22, which aligns closely with 361.8% Fibonacci extension level right here at $1.23. This represents a logical, calculated push into structural liquidity. Furthermore, watching the relative RSI right here, the RSI rise of lower levels on this 3-day time frame signals that momentum is quietly building beneath the surface, right as the legislative clock ticks down. Now, is skepticism around XRP's multi-year range justified? Not everyone on social media is buying into the hype. An ex user named Slow Dive, right here, 1974, pushed back on Dark Defender's post, asking a very raw question. If things haven't moved beyond the cent range in 14 years, what's the point of even predicting prices of $1 or more? It's a sentiment shared by many exhausted retail participants who feel wary of endless price predictions. Now, here's my opinion. I completely understand where the skepticism comes from. So, I've seen frustration boil over repeatedly because XRP spent years stuck in sideways consolidation while other assets went on massive speculative runs. But here is what skeptics are missing. XRP was fighting an unprecedented legal battle with a hand tied behind its back. Expecting an asset to hit record highs while under a massive regulatory cloud is like asking an Olympic runner to win a gold medal while carrying a sack of bricks. Once the legal bag is stripped away by Congress, the foundation changes completely. Now, how do potential XRP ETFs fit into the picture? Dark Defender also highlighted that this legislative push doesn't exist in a vacuum. It is directly linked to the growing momentum around potential spot XRP exchange traded funds. The Clarity Act provides the exact regulatory clarity that the SEC requires to approve institutional ETF products without legal ambiguity. Now, here's my opinion. The alignment here is not a coincidence. Wall Street firms don't file for complex financial products on a whim. They build infrastructure in anticipation of legal certainty. If the Senate passes the Clarity Act before August 7, it clears the runway for spot XRP ETFs to gain approval. Once institutional wealth can buy XRP as easily as buying stock through a brokerage account, the demand dynamics shift from retail speculation to corporate utility. And finally, here is our overall conclusion. We are watching a rare alignment between Washington politics and market timing. Dark Defender's analysis here isn't built on blind optimism. It's grounded in a tangible August 7 Senate recess deadline and a technical structure showing improving 3-day RSI momentum. While historical price stagnation has bred understandable skepticism among long-term observers, the passage of the Clarity Act would permanently classify XRP as a digital commodity under federal law, eliminating the primary barrier to institutional capital. Whether XRP hits those target levels of $1.22, $1.33, or $1.88 will ultimately depend on how Congress acts over the next 2 weeks. So, what do you think? Will Senate vote before August 7? Or are we looking at another delay? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Smash that like button and subscribe to stay ahead of the market. And other than that, you might want to check this recommended video right here.